My friends, let me tell you something tonight. The world you live in is not built to hand you success on a silver platter. It is not designed to make things easy for you. It is designed to test you, to shape you, to challenge you, and to ask one simple question. Are you willing to train your mind to see opportunity where others see difficulty? Because the truth is, wealth, success, abundance, these things don't start in your bank account. They start right here in your mind. The greatest factory of wealth in the world is not Wall Street. It's not Silicon Valley. It's not the glittering towers of some global city. It is the 6 inches of space between your ears. That's where every fortune begins. That's where every dream turns into a plan. That's where every vision takes shape. So if you want to make money, if you want to rise above your circumstances, the first thing you must do is train your mind to believe that you can. Because if your mind is poor, it doesn't matter how much money you make, you'll lose it, you'll waste it, you'll never multiply it. But if your mind is rich, even if you have nothing today, you can create something from the dust. Now, training your mind to make money is not about greed. It's not about chasing numbers. It's about discipline, awareness, and purpose. It's about seeing money for what it truly is, a tool, a resource, a reflection of value. Too many people grow up hearing that money is evil, that wealth is only for the lucky, that the system is rigged, and that success is reserved for others. But I'm here to tell you, those are the very beliefs that keep people trapped. Those thoughts are mental cages. The first step to financial freedom is breaking those chains of belief that tell you you're not meant for more. You see, your life will always move in the direction of your strongest thoughts. If you constantly think about scarcity, you'll always live in lack. If you constantly think about abundance, your mind will begin to find paths to create it. That's not wishful thinking, that's mental programming. When you train your mind to make money, you begin to see the world differently. You stop saying, I can't afford it, and start asking, how can I afford it? You stop thinking, I'm stuck, and start asking, what's my next move? You stop blaming and start building. Because the truth is, making money is not about luck, it's about perspective. Two people can look at the same problem. One sees frustration, the other sees fortune. One sees a dead end, the other sees a new door. The difference isn't intelligence, it's mental conditioning. You can teach your brain to search for solutions, to think creatively, to notice opportunities, to connect dots that others miss. That's how entrepreneurs are made. That's how innovators are born, not because they had all the answers, but because they trained their minds to look for them. But here's the catch, it's not easy. Your mind is like a wild horse. It wants to run toward fear, doubt, comparison, and comfort. You have to take the reins, you have to discipline it every single day. You have to feed it the right information. You have to guard it against negativity. Because every time you scroll through envy, every time you complain about what others have, you're training your mind to be a victim, not a creator. The mind learns by repetition. If you keep repeating weakness, it will accept weakness. If you keep repeating strength, it will accept strength. If you keep repeating, I can't, it will build walls around your dreams. But if you start repeating, I can figure this out, I will find a way, I was born to create, then those walls start to crumble. Now I know there are people who say, well, that's easy to say when you already have something. But I want you to remember, every person who ever built wealth started with a single thought. Every empire began in someone's imagination. Every invention started with someone saying, there must be a better way. That's the power of the trained mind. It refuses to settle for what is. It looks for what could be. And once your mind learns to think that way, no one can take it from you. The economy can change, markets can crash, jobs can disappear, but a trained mind will always find a way to rebuild, because a trained mind is an unstoppable force. Let me share something with you. Money doesn't come to those who want it. It comes to those who understand it. And understanding money starts with understanding value. The world doesn't pay you for your time. It pays you for the value you bring in that time. You can work 10 hours and earn nothing, or you can work 1 hour and earn a fortune. It depends on what you bring to the table. So if you want to make more, you have to become more. You have to invest in knowledge. You have to expand your skill set. You have to learn how to solve bigger problems. Because the bigger the problem you solve, the more value you create. And the more value you create, the more money flows to you. But most people stop at comfort. They stop learning once the paycheck comes in. They stop growing when they get a little success. They think they've made it, but the truth is, your mind must stay hungry. You must never stop learning how money moves, how people think, how markets change, how innovation works. If your mind stops expanding, your opportunities start shrinking, and the tragedy is, too many people want financial freedom, but they're not willing to train their minds for it. They want the rewards, not the responsibility. They want the outcome, not the process. But the process is where the transformation happens. The process is where you become capable of handling wealth, not just receiving it. When you train your mind to make money, you stop chasing it and start attracting it. You stop begging for opportunities and start creating them. You stop waiting for the world to give you permission and start realizing that you've had the power all along. See, wealth is not about having money. It's about having options, and options come from awareness. They come from knowing how to move when others freeze, how to see a pattern when others panic, how to think calmly when everyone else is afraid. That's the gift of a trained mind. It stays steady. It sees through noise. It focuses on the long game. It doesn't let emotions rule decisions, because money is emotional, but wealth is strategic, and strategy comes from mental discipline. So, ask yourself tonight, what are you feeding your mind? Are you feeding it gossip or growth? Are you feeding it fear or focus? Are you feeding it entertainment or education? Every video you watch, every book you read, every conversation you have, it's either training your mind to create wealth or to consume it. And make no mistake, your habits become your future. If your daily habits are cheap, your future will be expensive. But if your daily habits are rich, your future will be priceless. Now, I want you to think about something. Every successful person you admire, no matter their background, their story, their struggle, they all have one thing in common. They learned how to think differently. They trained their minds to see money as a game of patterns, not emotions. They trained themselves to look where others weren't looking. When everyone was buying, they were observing. When everyone was afraid, they were preparing. When everyone was complaining, they were creating. That's mental training. That's financial intelligence. Let me make something clear. You don't have to be born rich to become rich. You just have to think like someone who deserves it. You have to act like someone who's ready for it. And you have to believe like someone who's already on their way to it. Because your mind doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you believe. If you believe you can't make money unless someone gives you a chance, your brain shuts down creativity. But if you believe that opportunity can be built, that wealth can be learned, your brain starts searching for evidence to support that belief. It starts seeing possibilities in every problem. That's the power of belief. It's not magic, it's psychology. The human mind is wired to make real whatever it believes deeply. And when your belief aligns with effort, persistence, and learning, there's no limit to what you can create. But belief without discipline is just fantasy. That's why you must build mental habits. Wake up early, read something valuable, learn a new skill, write down your ideas, take calculated risks. These are not just tasks, they are mental workouts. They strengthen your focus, they sharpen your awareness, they train your brain to operate like a winner, because the mind is like a muscle. The more you challenge it, the stronger it becomes. You can't make money with a lazy mind. You can't make money with a distracted mind. You can't make money with a complaining mind. You make money with a trained mind, a mind that studies patterns, notices needs, and stays disciplined when others get emotional. So if you're serious about changing your life, start by changing your thoughts. Start by changing your language. Stop saying I'm broke, and start saying I'm learning. Stop saying I can't, and start saying I will. Because words shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your results. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. There will be days when you question yourself. There will be nights when you feel lost. There will be times when you try something and fail, but remember, failure is not a signal to stop. It's feedback to adjust. Every mistake is a message from the market telling you how to improve. The people who win are not those who never fall. They're those who never stop learning from the fall. They understand that money is not made once. It's made again and again by people who never stop training their minds to adapt. And let me tell you, there will be people who don't understand you. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're obsessed. They'll say you care too much about money, but you know better. You know it's not about greed, it's about growth. You know it's not about showing off, it's about showing what's possible. Because when you train your mind to make money, you're not just building wealth. You're building freedom, confidence, and impact. You're proving that you can take control of your destiny. So my challenge to you tonight is this: start training. Train your focus. Train your patience. Train your consistency. Train your curiosity. Train your courage. Every great investor, every entrepreneur, every creator had to learn to think differently before they could earn differently. You can't make $1 million life with $100 mindset. You can't expect abundance if your mind keeps expecting struggle. You have to reprogram yourself for growth, one thought at a time, one action at a time. And when you do, when you discipline your mind to see opportunity instead of obstacle, value instead of vanity, solutions instead of scarcity, you'll begin to notice that money follows mindset, not the other way around. You'll begin to attract people who think like you, work like you, and believe like you. You'll start building not just income, but influence, not just success, but significance. Because money, my friends, is not the destination. It's the byproduct of a well-trained mind doing meaningful work. And that's what you were built for, not to chase every trend, not to live paycheck to paycheck, but to rise above it all with a mind so disciplined, so focused, so confident that nothing can stop you from creating wealth in your own way. Train your mind to think like a creator, not a consumer. Train your mind to look beyond fear. Train your mind to turn knowledge into action and action into results. Because once your mind learns how to make money, you'll never depend on luck again. You'll depend on yourself, and that is the greatest wealth you can ever have.